I just want to say a word about my writing, my story about healing from chronic illness and navigating the medical field, and then discussing the broader subject of healing. Part of my struggle with that, besides the fact that writing a book of that kind is challenging, I find it much easier to talk about my stories, my journey with people. Which is part of the reason I'm doing these videos. When I get to writing, it becomes a very kind of left brain, very dry kind of process, and I don't like what oftentimes comes out. But the other part of it is that I think I've felt for a long time like I need to arrive at some place before I can write that book, whatever that place may be. I don't even know. It's hard to put into words. I think we oftentimes, and I've said this to many people over the years, we put very high expectations on ourselves. Here's a good example. Go to the gym at the beginning of January after everybody's made their resolutions. The gym's going to be full. Any gym, Planet Fitness. You go in February and it's going to be a very different picture. Why? Because people have set their expectations so high that they fail. And it's not that they fail, it's just that their expectations were too high, right? It's like doing the high jump. We're trying to jump 6 feet when we need to start with like 1 foot or 2 feet. And I find, and I know I did the same thing with this book. I don't know. I've got to be or do something to be able to write this book. And it's like, I realize that no, I don't. Like, I have done enough. And I think all of us, once we've experienced some kind of life experiences and have, gotten through to the other side, have stories to tell. And I think there's great healing in that. And I could say a lot more about that, but I think there's great healing in that for all of us. And that's something I think we're missing in our society. I don't want to go too far down that road, but I think there's great healing in sharing stories. I think there's a history of that in all cultures. And I think about people sitting around a fire and sharing stories. Even before people were able to write, that's how they communicated stories and memories and whatever other words you want to use. So I'm sharing my story here, and sharing ideas and sharing thoughts. And I know this is so simple, but in some ways it's important. It's the journey, right? It's the journey. I have healed from chronic illness. I have healed from severe food allergies. I mean, when I say severe, I really mean severe. I was under 120 pounds at one time. Now I don't know if it's ideal, but I'm 175. I've been healthy for years. I've healed from severe pollen allergies. Do I still have physical issues and pains and other things that I deal with? Yes. Once you've been chronically ill for 8 years, as long as I have, or for any length of time, you're never going to be the same. And that's the same with anything. And I've healed from a lot of psychological, emotional issues. And there's still more, because that's the journey and part of the process. And that's part of what I'll be sharing with all of you. So that was important for me to share with everyone, because I think there's something in that for all of us. Remembering to engage in the journey and take one step at a time, and know that we're enough each step of the way.